Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to this crypto conversation live, and we're going to be discussing some interesting news coming out from all the way from Coinbase. That Coinbase has finally got an approval to trade and list security tokens. Now, this is something that Coinbase was really missing out on. The Coinbase was missing out on all the ICOs and their tokens. So now, hopefully, they are, in simple language, it helps the ecosystem in two ways. The first one, of course, Coinbase will have more opportunities to make money on these ICO tokens as well, which are security tokens, which they were not able to do so. So they were actually missing out on the larger chunk of the profit, which was being distributed among Binance and all the exchanges. So those profits are also going to be coming to the Coinbase from the business perspective. And from the ecosystem perspective as well, I think it's a very good news, because now people will have more options. And it also means that right now, see, we all have the security tokens right now on the coin market. So whatever the security tokens are. But what I understand, what I believe is that there are going to be more security tokens coming in. And those security tokens are coming in from the traditional space. So what I mean is, probably you can imagine of a hotel or any business that goes on Ethereum blockchain, and the token comes out as so instead of having the share right now from the company, you can have a token, and those tokens can also be traded on the Coinbase. So I'm wondering at times that what are these existing traditional companies are going to do, because if the Coinbase is going to acquire all these security based company, I mean, what is there left for the traditional space? So that's quite interesting news coming out from Coinbase, right? And so let's go ahead and let me just find out whether I'm live and you can hear me, and then we're going to talk about some other news as well. Right, so we are live. Okay, Coinbase to trade security tokens, exactly. Okay, right, so that's the first news, that the Coinbase has announced that they have got the license to trade security tokens. Now the second one is really, and which is a huge news, guys, right? It's a big, I mean, this is a historic moment. Because until and unless we were only talking about the cryptocurrencies, we were only talking about the Bitcoin, we were talking about the Ethereum, Litecoin. Now we are talking about the security tokens. If you see the whole share market today, right? The whole share market that you have, the $1 trillion market, so stock market, the stocks are nothing but the shares, and the shares are nothing but the securities, right? And so those $1 trillion securities from traditional space are going to come into cryptocurrency space. So you must have heard about this token called Polymath, and that is what Polymath does. The whole idea of Polymath is to create security tokens from this traditional company, and that is why they are also called as Ethereum for the stock markets. Because right now all these companies which have had issued their shares, they can issue their tokens on Polymath, and those tokens can be traded on cryptocurrency market. So as you can see, the market from $1 billion is gonna get into trillions dollar soon, if the security tokens are getting traded on the Coinbase and all the other exchanges. So as you can see, I think this is a very good time for me to talk about this Polymath. So Polymath has enabled trillions of dollars of securities to migrate to the blockchain. So can you see this difference, right? So there are trillions of dollars of securities right now which is trading on the stock exchanges, whether it's a NASDAQ, whether it's in New York, whether it's in Bombay stock, any stock exchange, right? So those stock exchanges are nothing but the shares. And what if you could create those shares in the form of tokens on Ethereum blockchain or maybe other blockchain? So that's about trillions of dollars of securities to migrate to blockchain. And so Coinbase has got their first license to trade those security tokens. So if Coinbase has got, I'm sure all the other exchanges are also going to get these licenses, right? So that's a very good move. Okay, let me see who all is live. Can you see us? Sanjeet, hi, how are you? I think people haven't got the notification. Let me just put this in the chat box, because it's weird that how how YouTube does not send out the notification, man. This is weird. Anyway, so I'm going to continue with the news today because a lot of people are going to watch it later on. So one is the Coinbase has gotten approval to trade security tokens, which is huge, I guess, in my opinion. And the second one, so just to expect about trillions of dollar, coming soon into the cryptocurrency market, sooner or later. And over and above, this is basically a legitimacy, right? This is basically, they have legitimized even further. So, a lot of people are still are not into cryptocurrency and still have thoughts otherwise. So this is a very good example for everyone else who has been thinking of, who have had some doubts on cryptocurrencies and blockchain space as to where it's heading. Now you see where it's heading, right? So that's a huge news. That's a great news coming out from Coinbase. The next one I want to talk about is, of course, if you can talk about the security tokens, it cannot happen that you won't talk about the chartered accountant firms, right? So one of the chartered accountant firms, the chartered accountant financial analyst, which is basically an institute which actually teaches accounting, they have included cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin courses into their curriculum. So largest association of investments, which is, you can call it a chartered accountant as well, investment professional, adds crypto to curriculum, right? So CFA Institute, which stands for Chartered Financial Analyst, has the certificate in investment performance measurement. So everyone who is a part of the CFA program will be able to get access to the cryptocurrencies and blockchain space. And that's really important, because if all these security tokens are going to be traded on Coinbase, and of course you need to calculate the taxation and all the other space as well. So this is a huge news as well. So a record of 227,000 people in 91 countries and territories registered to take CFA exams in June and will be released in August. So they're all, so this is the levels, right? Investment tool. So we saw the field advancing more quickly than other fields, and we saw also it is more durable. So there you go, chartered accountants getting some lessons on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin trading. So that's amazing. All right, let's see. Just give me a minute, guys. Just give me 1 minute. Jungle Ape, lots of good news reporting today. Shiv, good job, brother. Thank you so much, Jungle Ape. I got your donation, bro. That was Bitcoin Cash. So thank you so much for the donation, and thank you so much for being here. I mean, I've seen you after a very long time. I think you've been, but amazing to have you. Naveen Gupta, hi. Yes, a lots of great news reporting today. Yes, Jungle Ape. I mean, this is amazing, isn't it? The Coinbase finally going ahead with the trading of security tokens. And what I understand and what I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, we are talking about the security tokens not just on the coin market, right? The security tokens on the coin market is just one part. There are other security tokens which are going to be coming from the traditional space, which is into trillions. All the existing companies that they have shares, right? Tomorrow they are going to be converted into the tokens, and those tokens are also going to be traded on the Coinbase. So that's a huge news. A last one I want to share is this guy. Okay, so he is an Australian director. He was working with the PwC, one of the big four accounting firm, and guess what? He left Powerhouse and he joined a cryptocurrency firm which is in Australia. He joined them as a CEO, and this is something that I've been looking at the space like very closely. There has been a brain drain going on into traditional space right now, whether it's an employee from Goldman Sachs, whether it's an employee from BlackRock, whether it's an employee from JP Morgan, whether it's an employee, all these smart guys are actually leaving these billion-dollar companies. I mean, who in their senses would actually leave Pricewaterhouse, PwC? But this guy actually left the Pricewaterhouse, PwC, to start a new career, and that new career is going to be into cryptocurrency space. So he is going to be the CEO of one of the cryptocurrency exchange which is being put up in Australia. So he has some amazing comments which is worth reading, right? One of the things that he mentioned is that we are very early into the technology. So we are still in the early stage development of the new protocol, but this technology is here to stay. And don't be surprised, the millennials are going to get, going to board this train or whatever you call. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, everybody who's been holding their cryptocurrencies so far, I mean, it's a patient game, guys. I mean, a lot of people actually, whenever the market crashes, people actually start losing their hope, and they start calling Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and blockchain space something as bubble, something as .com and all that, without actually realizing. So I think it's a patient game. You really have to be patient, and you really have to be patient and keep watching how this space is growing, right? It's not just about making those $1 million, but really watching the space every day grow. In fact, that's what I do, and I never get bored of doing this. I'm always excited about the new development, new tie-ups, new partnerships. I'm always excited about that. I never get bored of talking about all that. So what about XRP will be listing? So Nabin says, so what about XRP is Coinbase? That's what it means, Nabin. So I think one of the reason Coinbase was not listing XRP was the very basic reason that they were not very sure whether XRP is a security tokens or not. And it turns out that they are, because there have been so many rumors that XRP is a security tokens. So after this approval, the US regulators now, they have approved Coinbase, one of the biggest exchange and the old exchange. And we have to give credit to Coinbase, everyone. A lot of people might not see the importance of Coinbase, but I think it's really important to see how important role Coinbase has really played into the space today. You see, the biggest money into cryptocurrencies have been from these developed countries like US, Australia, Japan, South Korea, and Coinbase being one of the first exchange, a lot of conversion of fiat dollar happened into crypto from Coinbase, right? Through Coinbase, sorry. So Coinbase has played really a major role. I mean, we can all go ahead and say that, Coinbase is making a lot of money and Coinbase is buying this company, that company. Well, that's agreed. But at the same time, they have also contributed in the space, or else how else would people actually enter this cryptocurrency space, So I think that their role is also really important. My brain cannot calculate the effects of this news, but it sounds very good. It does make me want to buy more for sure. Exactly, Jangale. I think, yeah, I mean, definitely, because all of a sudden you have security tokens also being traded. And you know what, I was really surprised that US regulators, how could they actually approve? And I was actually expecting this kind of decision maybe about 6 or 1 year down the line, not really at this stage. Because they just declared that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not security. They're still trying to understand the whole space. So I was really surprised that at this stage they actually came up with a decision that the Coinbase can go ahead and trade security tokens as well, because most of the security tokens, they do not have any value. I mean, there's no proper product on those security tokens. The product is not yet ready. And when you talk about the security token, what it actually means that you invested into a company which have a product. If the product sells more, or the product gets used by more and more people, the token, the share price actually goes up. But most of the tokens today, I mean, let's talk about the security token itself. I mean, tell me one security token which have actually a use case on which I actually have a product. So I'm not really sure if it is too early as a decision to come out. They should have waited for some more time probably for this announcement. But you know what, they have some other plans. So that's what do you got a pile of silver on your desk, Shave? Pile of silver? What's that? This is the mic, Jungle Ape. What do you got a pile of silver on your desk, Shave? I hear the metal. Yeah, I think, yeah. I think this is the keys. I'm sorry. This is the keys, guys. So I'm just gonna keep it aside. Thank you so much, Jungle Ape, for letting, sometimes I'm so excited that I don't even, see what are the things around me. But yes, guys, that's all I wanted to share. I think this is a very important news. This is a historic move. I'm not sure when the Coinbase is going to go ahead and list all these tokens. But as per the news, they have bought 3 companies, or they are reportedly buying 3 companies, and hopefully they're going to be listing more coins very soon. So they've already announced Zcash, OX, Stellar, Cardano, and they're going to be adding more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the market in India today. Let's see what is going on in India. How much of FUD is going on. By the way, I'm really looking forward for 20th of July. If I'm not wrong, there is a hearing on 20th of July. If they have not postponed it, if they have, let me know if you have any such news. But so far, I think it's going to happen on 20th of July. So that's a very important day, just about 3 days to go, and we will have the RBI hearing. All right, not much of a FUD though. So Bitcoin is still trading at like 4,39,000, not bad at all. And I think a lot of exchanges in India are still supporting the INR and deposits withdrawal. Let's see. I think let's have a look. Right. So you have Geotus live, you have CoinOK live, you have Oxybit live, you have Uno Coin live as well. Wow. And we have just about 3 days to go for the hearing. And let me know, what do you think about the hearing? Do you think the cryptocurrency exchanges will be given permission to reopen the withdrawal and deposit? I think people are joining us now, but that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to share. The Coinbase news, that Coinbase has got the approval to list security tokens. So expect more currency to be listed on the Coinbase, and so some of the coins that you have like on the coin market might just go up in the price once they get listed. That's one. And second is, of course, the CFA, which is Chartered Accountant Firm, Chartered Financial Analyst and Certification, has introduced cryptocurrencies and blockchain training for everyone. So that's all I have for you right now. Jangale Bitcoin key. Bitcoin key, exactly. Since morning I'm gaining confidence due to your important news, bro. Thank you so much, Sangam. I'm glad that it's helping you. I'm glad that it's helping all of us. I think these are really important news, and if we are into investing into cryptocurrencies, and if you are excited about, if we are enthusiastic about the whole space, and if you want this space to grow and become mainstream, I think we all should be the part of the each and every development that's happening, that's taking place. So thank you so much, Sangam, for saying that. That really boosts a lot of confidence into me. Ethereum will Yahoo, EOS will Google. Right, I think so. By the way, guys, I have an interesting project which I'm going to be covering on EOS tomorrow. It's a project. They are building a decentralized application for the enterprises, so look out for that. It's called Gene EOS. So I'm making a video tomorrow on that. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. It's amazing to have you all. Thank you so much for taking your time out and listening to this. And hit the like or dislike and leave your opinion in the chat box. I'm just going to leave these links in the description below. And there are some more news, interesting news. I have to say, this week, this last 10-15 days have been some amazing news into cryptocurrency adoption, right from the merger and acquisition. If you have seen my previous video, right, whether the crypto companies are going ahead buying the traditional companies, or the traditional companies are converting into crypto companies. So that's what I have seen, and which will continue to grow, I guess. So that's all I have for you right now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night, and see you all. Thank you, Jangalip, for joining. Thank you, Sanjeet. Thank you, Fazil. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.